The universe is full of mysteries that we now know more about than at any other point in history. In this video, we'll be going through 10 amazing but scary space facts. Number 10. There are human remains in space. Over time, there have been incidents where humans have died in space, and most of them remain effectively buried in space. Since Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin took the first voyage to space in 1961, there have been 19 human fatalities during spaceflight, which includes 15 astronauts and 4 cosmonauts. Aside from those who have actually died during spaceflight, there are also those who have had their remains sent into space after they died. Space burial is a novel concept that's actually becoming more and more common in recent years. And with the rise of private space companies like SpaceX, it may become a common way for people who have the money to do so to be buried. A handful of space burials have already taken place, including partial remains of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, whose ashes were sent into space a few years after he died as a tribute to his contribution to the study and mainstream appeal of spaceflight. Number 9. Our world might just explode at a moment's notice. The universe and the galaxies are filled to the brim with deadly stuff that's just ready to attack the Earth. Mass extinctions have already taken place on our planet due to space before, such as the mass extinction of the dinosaurs that saw what is believed to be an astronaut hit the Earth and caused 2/3 of all animal species on the planet wiped out. Asteroids and meteors can hit the Earth very suddenly without warning. Even if we were to know when a major asteroid is about to hit, we wouldn't be able to do anything about it except wait for the inevitable. The uncertainty of our future is something that has haunted scientists and astrologists alike, and it's only a matter of time before the next mass extinction might take place, and humans aren't even slightly prepared for it. Number 8. Gamma ray bursts. Speaking of mass destruction happening at a moment's notice, one phenomenon that's sure to leave you frightened is a gamma ray burst. Gamma ray bursts are huge explosions of energy that can last from just a fraction of a second to several hours. They are some of the largest explosions that have ever been recorded in the universe, and can even wipe out numerous planets at once. To put it into context, a single gamma ray burst will release as much energy in less than a second as the Sun has throughout its 10 billion year history. Most gamma ray bursts have been recorded billions of light years away from the Earth, but it is definitely possible for the Earth to be in the impact zone of one of these bursts, because that's how powerful they are. So even if we're safe from all the meteors and asteroids, the gamma ray bursts might be the ones to finally get us. Number 7. We age differently in space. On Earth, we age based on the orbit of the Earth around the Sun with 365 days in a year. However, in space, we don't really follow that routine. While your perception of time might be the same as it was on Earth, and most astronauts use Earth-based clocks to keep track of time, the actual physical effects of aging can be much slower in space than on Earth. In fact, since astronauts at the International Space Station are moving much faster around the Earth than the Earth is moving, after a 6-month stint on the ISS, they would actually return home a fraction of a second younger than when they left it, as crazy as that may sound. Number 6. We still don't know anything about 95% of the universe. One of the most ominous facts about the universe is how we've only managed to uncover a mere 5% of it, if even that much. The universe is far larger than any of us can comprehend. Large objects like the Sun aren't even a visible dot when you take a wider universe into account. And the fact that there's so much to uncover is as scary as it is fascinating. Perhaps the saddest fact about all of this is that humans will never be able to discover the entire universe, at least in our lifetimes, as we don't know what kind of technological advancements may be made in the future. But even with all the advancements we've made so far, we've still only scratched the surface. Number 5. Even the speed of light is slow when you compare it to the size of the universe. As we've mentioned, the universe is incomprehensibly huge. The speed of light is often thought of as instantaneous, and while on our tiny, relatively to the universe planet, that might be true. When you take into consideration the size of the universe, even the speed of light can be painstakingly slow. It takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for light to reach from the Sun to the Earth, and the Sun is only about 151 million kilometers away. Now imagine how long it would take for light to travel billions of light years across the universe. The fact that even the speed of light can be considered slow only makes our chances of being able to fully explore the universe less likely. Number 4. There are galaxies eating each other up. Galaxies are not just some sort of stable void where all the stars and the planets live in peace. Some galaxies are actually merging with or even eating up other galaxies. This phenomenon is called galactic cannibalism, which sees a larger galaxy often start to devour another galaxy until the two galaxies are indistinguishable from one another. Often, this leads to some radical shapes and features given to the new supergalaxy. One galaxy that's known to practice galactic cannibalism is the Milky Way. In fact, the Milky Way we see today is actually the result of the galaxy having cannibalized another smaller galaxy, and there were multiple galaxies located where the Milky Way is today. The Milky Way is actually accused by astronomers of having quite a violent past and having eaten up to 5 different galaxies. Today, scientists believe that the Milky Way may actually be cannibalizing the Andromeda Galaxy, which may put our future in uncertainty. Number 3. Venus is real-life hell. If there was a spot in the universe that most resembles hell, it's Venus. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. The average temperature on this planet is over 450 degrees Celsius. Humans have actually attempted to send numerous spacecraft to Venus, but they've all literally melted upon arrival. Of all the planets in our solar system, Venus is considered the least hospitable for potential life. Somehow, Venus is actually hotter than Mercury despite being further from the Sun. And unlike Mercury, Venus doesn't get colder at night, it stays hot all the time. We have an easier time exploring planets that are much further to us than we have with Venus. Number 2. Rogue planets. There are plenty of rogue objects that are floating in space, but perhaps one of the scariest ones are rogue planets. When you look at the planets in our solar system, they all orbit around the Sun. Similarly, with exoplanets, they usually have a system where planets orbit around a star similar to the Sun. However, in some cases, there can be rogue planets that manage to leave orbit and float on their own without any coordination. These rogue planets can crash into other planets and completely destroy them. The scariest part is that rogue planets can be huge. So imagine an asteroid, but 100 times larger, simply crashing into the Earth at untold speeds. There may be a 1 in a million chance of that actually happening, but it's still a chance. Number 1. Rogue black holes. Black holes are already terrifying enough as they are. But what if we told you that some of them have the possibility of going rogue? Black holes are normally located right at the center of a galaxy. The one located in Milky Way's core is actually a supermassive black hole, which is even bigger than normal black holes. But that's not even the scariest part. Rogue black holes are black holes that don't normally stay in their galaxy's core, but actually move around and cause massive destruction wherever they go. This may happen due to a merger or cannibalization of two galaxies, which, as we've mentioned, happens all the time in the Milky Way. So not only does the Milky Way have a supermassive black hole, but it's also at risk of moving around and going rogue, putting us and all the planets that surround us at risk of instant destruction. That's a wrap for 10 amazing but scary space facts. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.